I'm William Lytle. I work for BT Openreach and I'm a customer service engineer in the Coventry area. As a customer service engineer, I'm responsible for repairing and providing telephone lines to all the houses and businesses in Britain. When I was at school, I completed my GCSEs, my 10 GCSEs and A-levels, and I was physics, maths and science-based really. They were not necessarily things that I enjoyed the most, but for some reason they were the ones that I was slightly gifted at. It was only a natural progression to become an engineer really, but it took a little time for me to realise that. Neither of my parents went to university, so there wasn't any kind of pressure within my home to go to university, although I knew that I was more than capable of it. My mum was a housewife, so it wasn't a career that I could really consider seriously, and my father was a roofer. But I think because of my ability at school, I was never going to become a labourer or a builder or someone working heavily relying upon their body. And because I didn't really know what was available to me after my A-levels, I couldn't really rely on my mum or dad to direct me in that way. I had to kind of find it on my own, really. When I finished my A-levels, I spent 6 months working at McDonald's, saving enough money to go travelling. So I travelled to Japan and Australia and Thailand. I wanted to see a bit of the world while I was still young. And also, I didn't know what I wanted to be. And I think it's a strange choice to go off to university and spend all that money and get into debt to choose a career that early on that you may never become useful. I was there with 4 friends, and we travelled around the east coast of Australia, and we camped most of the way. Every night was as good as the next. There was never a dull moment with 4 of your best friends in a foreign country with loads of money. I think it will forever stay with me, and I will have been changed by that in more ways than I can ever explain. When I came back, I decided that education was my thing. I was good at it, and it kept me interested. So I did a BTEC National Diploma in Music, which was naturally the thing that I wanted to learn was the thing that I enjoyed. So music at the time was the thing I went for, a 2-year course. And I got a lot out of it, but I knew really that it was never going to be a career for me. It was something to pass the time, to keep myself active. Then I worked for about another year in a little off-licence while I decided what I wanted to be, and that's where I met Tom, who told me about the wonders of BT. I think I've done the right thing, because now with BT Openreach, as an apprentice, I'm doing a foundation degree in telecoms and business management. So I've got that opportunity that I had back then, except now I know what I want to be. So I feel like waiting may have added some extra pressure to my life, but I think it was definitely worth it. It's a couple of years, I had fun, I had money, I had less pressure on me in my job roles, but I think it was more than worth it to actually find my way in life. When I'm not at work, I like to play football. I play for a Sunday league team, so I play kind of 3 times a week. I play out for a Saturday league team, not quite as regularly, but I do as well. I like to play squash. I like to play badminton. I'm a big snooker fan. And obviously I like to socialise with my friends. Life would be really boring without your friends. I'll probably stay within BT Openreach or within BT. It's a massive company. They've got 100,000 people working for them. There's every job probably you can imagine within the company. So as long as I keep my studies to a decent level, I think I'll be able to choose what I want to do. If I could be anything in the world, if there's anything I could do, I would love to be in a band and make enough money to travel the world and do that full time. That'd be great.